So this latest resource is intended to help GPs initiate and undertake end-of-life care conversations, but this time it's specifically with people with dementia and their families.
I'm Jennifer Butte. I used to be a GP. My father had dementia, so I have the privilege of knowing about dementia because of knowing about it from a carer's point of view, as a professional, and now myself has it, and also living in a place where lots of other people have it, so I'm learning all the time.
I have a brilliant relationship with my GP, and I know for a fact that his attention to detail with patients who require his advice and assistance and his cooperation is first class.
But we had fantastic support in the last 14 months of Jean's life.
In a time of distress, I got something solid there to hang on to.
So the resource shows these different scenarios, and you can either view it alone for your individual learning, and you can watch it with a voiceover that comes up with individual learning points as graphics.
Discussions are often easier to have if they take place before the patient enters the last days of their life.
Or you can use it without the voiceover in your own training sessions, either within your practice or something within your area. And then you can ask people to identify what they think are the key learning points from each scenario, and then cross-reference them with the information booklets.
I think these training modules are fantastic because it brings a subject to life, listening to real patients and real people involved in the field I think is so important. So I think these modules are a fantastic opportunity.
I think if someone had just simply said to me, Brian, have you thought about the last weeks of Jean's life? I think just a very simple question like that would have really done a lot for me.
I think it's opening yourself up to listen to what someone's saying.
It's part of getting to know their patient. If they understand a little bit about their patient's fears around death, then they'll be able to treat them better.
If you need to talk at any time, he gave me his name and he said, here's the number. And that was brilliant.
It's tiny things that can make a big, big difference.
I don't think a GP's life is about making people better. It's helping them make the most of what they have while they have it.
This thing about talking about end-of-life care is essential that it's done at a time when people have got sufficient cognition to understand what it's all about.
I think the issue about dementia is very often people can't tell you how they feel. So do they feel upset, angry? Do they feel bewildered and worried? And if you can't express those emotions, then it's quite difficult to make sure that at the end of life, then we are supporting people in the best way that we can.
I hope that there are elements of this that people will take away and just think differently about the way that they have these conversations.
As a physician, you're having to have conversations with people around end of life that they're not necessarily comfortable with. When it comes to somebody with dementia, you're really tackling two taboo areas. So I think the conversation has to be a little bit different from the conversation you'd have with anybody else.
Every patient's an individual, every situation's individual, but there are core skills that you can learn to deal with any situation.